Greetings, brethren. Hausburger Donkey here, and this is my second video today. I already did the Gloomspite Gitz Army overview, but I also just got this box, the starter kit for Dystopian Wars, the new edition, now from War Cradle Studios and no longer from Spartan Games. This is actually quite a few weeks late, obviously because of Brexit being a massive problem. So there's already been a few people who unboxed this, but I thought, why not unbox it as well? Because, I don't know, reasons. Actually, let me get a knife. There we go. should have gotten my hobby knife, but I'll just use my pocket knife. Because why have it when I don't use it? Alright, let me just whoop, and do a little cut on the other side. Alright. From here on, I can do it by hand. So yeah, Dystopian Wars. I actually already played this game a long time ago, when it was still put out by Spartan Games. Before they horrifically imploded. I actually liked a lot of their IPs. I was really into Dystopian Wars and Dystopian Legions. It's a shame that it seems like nobody bought Dystopian Legions, and so War Cradle picked it up, and now it's part of their Wild West Exodus thing as Lost World Exodus. But I don't like the designs as much, so I don't think I'm ever going to get into that. They kind of, you know, changed a bunch of stuff to make it work with that universe of Wild West Exodus, and I'm pretty sure Dystopian Wars plays in the same universe now, and I think that means my original faction that I played, the FSA, the Federated States of America, I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore because, well, they kind of retconned that, I believe, into the Union winning the Civil War after all, which was the whole thing there is that the Confederates won the Civil War in the dystopian universe. Which I think is actually excellent for a dystopian universe. So it's kind of a shame that that's no longer the case. This packaging, by the way, is pretty cool. It's pretty premium. Yeah, nice. I like it. Alright. Let's see what's inside. Yeah! A good box fart. Who doesn't like a good box fart? There's a lot of stuff in here. Holy moly. Alright, we got some bases. I think they are for some kind of... yeah, for these things, whatever they are, like drones or torpedoes or something. Actually, let me tilt the camera down a little bit. There we go. These actually look really good. So I've seen this sprue on a couple other people's videos, but I don't think it comes across particularly well on video how good the quality of this is. This is really crisp. Now, if you told me this was a Games Workshop quality kit, I wouldn't necessarily argue. Like, this looks similar in quality to the stuff I've seen for Adeptus Titanicus, detail-wise. Maybe not quite as sharp. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, maybe a little bit less. That's perhaps unfair, but it's still really good. And of course, excellent, made in the UK, no China nonsense, which is always good. So this would be, does it say? No. But I think these are the Antarcticans, whatever they're called now, conglomerate something, I don't remember. But yeah, they have these weird little... missile boat thingies. You got some measuring gauges. Always good to have stuff like that. Right, and these are two more sprues. Again for the Antarcticans, I believe. This doesn't look like there's any... Or is there a big ship? I guess there's a big ship on there. I'm not entirely sure, actually. Let me look at the box so we can just figure it out without me guessing. Yes. Yes, these are the Antarcticans, which is what I just looked at. And they are called... It doesn't even say on here. It just says the classes. Oh, the Enlightened. Right, that's what they're called. The Enlightened. And before it was called the Commonwealth of Antarctica, I believe. So, the Enlightened, you get, what is this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9? Yes, 9 of these little ones, 3 cruisers, and then 2 battleships. This is actually a lot of stuff that you get. I wasn't aware, I thought you only got the cruisers in the box and the frigates, only the plastic stuff, but apparently there's more. I guess I didn't watch the unboxing videos too closely after all. Alright, this is the one that I saw a lot in unboxing videos, the Russian sprue. And it is just as excellent in quality. Yeah, these are really good. As far as I can tell, this is some of the first plastics or hard plastic frame stuff that they've made, and it's so good. It's so crisp. Let me have a close look for a second. You know, even the mold lines are either incredibly intelligently placed, or they're just not that bad. Like you can see it right here. If I get the light a bit closer. Right there on the cannon. See it? So there is a mold line that goes all the way around, but it's not that bad. And most of that is going to be hidden by it being right on top of the sort of gun's ridge. Right there. And on the underside, it's on the ship, so you don't really see it anyway. So just minor scraping there, and you'll be good. And we have 5 of those sprues, eh? So I'm guessing we get 10 of the little frigates? Yes. 10 frigates and 5 cruisers for the Russians. That's pretty cool. That's a big fleet. Unless the game has significantly changed from the old Dystopian Wars. 5 cruisers and 10 frigates, that's already a pretty solid game. Like, you can't really complain about that. I'm gonna get rid of the frames for now. Maybe I'll look at them a bit closer afterwards, but let's see what else we got. So we got some special dice. These kind of look like sort of order dice, I guess. Or maybe like critical damage type stuff. Be interesting. I haven't actually seen the new rules for Dystopian Wars yet. I know there were beta rules forever, but I don't really like mucking about with beta rules. I don't really have the time for that. I leave that to other people. So I don't really know what these are. They're definitely new. I got some more specialty dice. These look just like... Okay, this is probably just what you roll for to hit stuff. You got your 2 hits there, 1 hit there. Blue is a defense, I'm guessing. Red is probably a critical, like this red anchor. And this, I don't know. A broken defense? I don't know. No idea. Not sure, but they look interesting. The colors are a bit... But yeah, nice. Okay. I don't mind specialty dice. I know some people really dislike this. I actually enjoy this kind of stuff. I also really like the Monster Apocalypse dice, and I like that Privateer Press has sort of built them into every single one of their games now. Warcaster has them, Riot Quest has them. They all use the same dice, and I really like having these specialty dice. I don't know why. I don't mind having regular dice either, but this just kind of is fun to me. I don't know, maybe it's because my first ever move into this sphere was Hero Quest, and that had specialty dice. So maybe that's it. Alright, so we got some resin chips. I had no idea there was resin chips in this starter box. That's interesting. And cool, because yeah, I think a lot of the time when you have games with where, you know, the further in you get, you're going to have to deal with resin and metal figures. I think it's good to have something like that in the starter box. Even if you just throw in one, I think that's also something that other companies should look at when they make sort of plastic starter sets to just have one metal figure in there. You know, just like a commander or something. Just to get people used to that before, you know, they invest into expansions. Because I think that's a place where people can be frustrated when they first get into the hobby and they buy a starter kit. Actually, I should be showing you this. Why am I looking at it? Yeah, when they first get into the hobby and then they buy a starter kit and that's all plastic, and then they buy an expansion and it's all resin or metal and it's very, very different, and the glue that they have for their base set doesn't work anymore. I think that there's a barrier there that can be frustrating. I think it's better to sort of get people used to that early. And this is some good resin. I'm not gonna lie, this is very, very nice. Now, you may have heard me say before that I really hate resin for miniatures, and I do. I absolutely do. But this is the sort of thing, ships, where resin is just fine. Let me see. Because look at that. That's a big chunk of resin. If I put that on a base, it becomes incredibly sturdy, and there's not a lot of finicky stuff that I have to assemble, you know, because the whole body of the ship is one piece, and then all that goes onto it is weaponry and like minor bits. I think this is actually missing stuff. Or does it take weapons from the sprues? I guess it maybe takes weapons from the sprues, because all I have here is this bit, just like the command bit. The bridge goes right there. And we have 2 armor plates. They go here on the side, like there. And then this is probably the engine and goes at the back, like so. So there's nothing on any of the weapon sockets, of which there are 6. 2 here, 1 there, and then 3 there. So hopefully these are on the sprues? I don't know. That'll be interesting for sure. I'll have to have a look at that later. But quality of these resin ships is fantastic. If they can keep up this quality with the ships, I'm more than happy, because this is at least as good as the original Spartan Games ships were, which were all resin, by the way. So already the starter set with its plastic miniatures has surpassed the Dystopian Wars of old. Right, what do we have here? We have 2 more resin ships, it looks like. Right, okay, so the one that I just showed was... okay. So they're different... Oh, this one... okay, I think this one might have the... Okay, so there's 2 of those ships that I just showed. They're slightly different. Whoop! Just dropped something. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Crap. I'll have to find it later. Alright, we have this one. And it has these sort of battery things, so it's slightly different. Let's see. And I think this bag might just have the weapons for both of them, because there's a lot of pieces in here. So this goes on there. So what are they, like lifeboats? I don't know. See all these pieces. I don't really know what any of this is. This is obviously the bridge again. And those pieces. So no, there's no weapons in here either. Yeah, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I'm not gonna muck about with it because it's really fragile, and I think this one's actually broken. I think that belongs on there, like this. I'll have to have a closer look at these later. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this one piece here is definitely broken. But again, I'm gonna have to figure out what belongs with what here, because it's I don't find it particularly obvious right now. Maybe there's something in the books that'll explain how all of it goes together. Just not forget that there's one loose piece on there. All right, that's the enlightened ships, the 2 enlightened battleships, and then we have one Russian coalition. How do I open this? There. I think I just destroyed it. That's okay too. Fine. Alright. Yeah, this one doesn't have any weapons either. So I'm pretty sure the weapons come from the plastic sprues, which I don't mind at all. Oh, this is really good though. Like the quality of this is fantastic. I really like it. They're so much nicer than they used to be. I mean, I liked the Spartan Games stuff a lot, but there's no denying that these are just so much nicer. They're beautiful. Look at this one. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm gonna buy so many of these again, aren't I? God damn it. Sadly, I got rid of all my old Dystopian Wars stuff when that game, well, when it became apparent that Spartan Games was shutting down. I kind of panicked and just unloaded everything that I had, including all the Dystopian Legion stuff, which now I massively regret. Those miniatures were so great, and you just can't get them anymore, which is a huge shame, because they were really good. There was this one FSA colonel, because I played FSA in Dystopian Legions as well, and he had a robot gator, and what a cool model that was. So yeah, kind of sad that I got rid of it, but these are still very nice. I really like it. Cool, cool, cool. I also saw yesterday, I think, British Legion showed off the new ships, the Prussian ships, and they are also awesome. I really like the sort of rail car system that they got going on for getting massive guns onto their ships. That's really excellent. Oh, there's another set of those dice, so I'm guessing there's one for each player. Nice. And then we have decks. Valor and Victory. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing they're just part of the game, and I'll have to find out by reading the book. Then we have some tokens. Some of them have already punched themselves out. This looks like a mechanical whale. Neat. We got a bunch of icebergs. Just terrain, basic terrain, which is good. It's always good to have some basic terrain, but if I get into this, I'll definitely be making my own, because there's nothing easier than making seaboard terrain, and it's super fun as well. Got a bunch more tokens here that are status effects, I'm guessing. Some reactor stuff probably, and stunned maybe, and all sorts of stuff. We got ourselves a campaign booklet. Not very long. Several little missions that you can play with just the stuff you get in the book, in the box, I'm guessing. Little narrative campaign. It's always good to have something like that, so that you know, you don't just have your figures and just play regular games, but you have actually sort of a little story that gets you connected more with the stuff that you just bought. And then we have the rules. I would have preferred this to be a proper, you know, A4 hardcover book, but those are really expensive, and I don't blame them at all for not having one. I mean, this is good enough, right? It's still full color, well, more or less. It still has nice artwork. Look at that. Nice little Prussian aircraft carrier. Very cool. I really like I'm glad that they didn't change the sort of art style of the world too much. Oh, look at that. Russian star cannon thing. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really glad that they didn't change it too much. They obviously they changed some names and some fluff, but visually it's still very much the same, and that's fantastic. Get some of the British stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Can't wait to get stuck in with this game. Get some of the Chinese, I believe. Or are these the... Oh no, they might be the Japanese. No, Celestian Empire. This is definitely the Chinese. Whatever they were called before. There's so many factions in this game, I can't remember all of their names. So the Covenant, that was the Antarcticans. All the crazy scientist lads. Got the Chinese. The Ottoman Sultanate, who also look awesome. I really like their ships with the sort of mosque, not cathedral, the sort of mosque, onion, whatever the hell you call them in English. Call them Zwiebeltürme in German. Ottoman Sultanate, British Crown. Yeah, the Union of Federated States. I'm not sure if they're the same as before, but they still have kept their cool little riverboat aesthetic, which I really like. But that flag right there, that tells me it's not the same as before. But that's okay. Commonwealth is the Russians, and the Prussian Imperium, and that's it. Because there were a bunch of other ones. There were France and Italy and all sorts of other crazy, crazy dystopian nations. All right, awesome. That's all there is to the box. Again, I would have preferred this to be like a proper book, but I really can't complain. I mean, I got 3 battleship-sized ships in resin. I got a whole load of ships. I mean, look at all this, right? This is one fleet, this is the other fleet. This is basically 2 full fleets, a whole bunch of additional stuff, including the rule book and a campaign book, and like everything you need to play. And I only paid, what, 76 euros? I mean, how can you say that that's, you know, that's not a great deal? I think it's a great deal. Right, that's me unboxing it, and holy crap, the video is super long again. I'm so sorry. I'll try to get better at that in the future, to not make the videos 20 minutes long. But okay. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll definitely be more videos in the future of me doing stuff with Dystopian Wars, because I have always loved this setting, and I do love these sort of fantasy naval games. I would theoretically also love Age of Sail naval games, but I must say I find historical naval games kind of boring. I'm sorry. I'm not very interested in doing stuff historically when it comes to naval, because I don't find it that interesting. The actual like tactics and stuff. I like just this. This is cool. You know, having just giant ships basically drive up to each other so people can hit each other with swords. Right? That's what I want to see. I don't care about, like, you know, cannonades and getting broadsides and maneuvering and wind and all this stuff. Yeah, it's just not for me. This is the good stuff. Yeah, anyway, look forward to that. Definitely going to finish my backlog first, but after that, this is going to be a thing for sure. All right, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something about Dystopian Wars, or enjoyed me just waxing lyrical about my past with Dystopian Wars and Spartan games and all of that. And I'll see you in another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.